I'm so hard with it. When I present it, it ain't no flaw in it. My mind is militant, like I'm knocking Terry. If I attack, no, I shot in, but you attack with me. Uncut, I bring the chains up, put your guns up, make a plan, get your funds up. Do what you can to make your mind up. Teach your youth them before the time's up. What's a kinda? Even in the gutter, you come up or rise up. Am I polluting if they do it, put your guards up. I'm a woman that can shot informer. See me with the crook in the flash.
We being ran by bastard shit. Crack houses confound by money and religion, greed and jealousy. Judgment for jobs, say do you got a felony? You better not make no mistakes. You'll be hungry than a pig eating slop for your breaks. Arise, mighty great people. Retake your mind, create your own sequel. I will not stand for injustice. Police come to our cribs, they only wanna bust us. You want our service? Well, gas is too high. Come with us, tell your family
bye. Watch the time go by. If a woman see the fire, look down on the other side. Ain't no way that you can live if you ain't ready to die. You're not handling yours, so why you wanna fuck with mine?
My people visualize that they done lied to you. They don't follow they rules, the truth inside of you. I call them to the angels, awaken a few. Take back the earth, it belongs to you. Hard times, it ain't the half of it. I always be seeming to spend my last little bit. I'ma rent the electric or some knick-knack bullshit. Tryna make $1 out of 15 cents. I bet if I get 15 bricks, I stand out on the corner and get shit lit. Issues that I'm tired of dealing with. Schemes to get rich, but they only conflicts. Why the bricks that we live in is red? Is we targets? We gotta live through these hardships.
Regardless, we on this wheel, pull your car quick. Let's turn the mic on and see you got that raw shit. Don't catch me voting, don't believe in their politics. Don't catch me repping none of this sports, none of that other shit. Be out some grown, man, so watch your tone, man. Go plant a seed and watch it grow, man. Visit back to the basic places. Look through your observation, silence our conversation. Working and watch your wages. Go through the different phases, review the different pages. See yourself and if you understand the different stages. Cause you move too slow, you carbon copy. You say you wanna follow, don't broad the copy. You just letting me close your eyes, watch me. There ain't no way in your life that you can pop me. Life or death, making my choice, make it precisely. To roll the dice, connect the dots, and with your price be. I'm half amazing like this price up in the right speed. And if you see me, you might see me on the back street. My occupation, true MC. I rip the mic and do it nicely. In your mind is where the hidden God is likely at. I wake up with the boom, boom, clap. Big up, one love. Welcome to Alchemy Temple's Frequency Friday for frequently Friday. What's good? Frequency Friday in the building in full effect. What's going on? Today we in the cipher. We talking about a couple of these different things that we love to talk about. A couple of these different ciphers that we love to jump on and do what we gotta do. Make sure that you in the cipher tonight, getting it in, and that you are a part of the different colorade that's going on. You see what I'm saying? There's a different colorade that's going on. And I'm going to challenge a couple of your different awarenesses and a couple of your different existences, a couple of the different things that you know and that you say that you know and that you say that you've always known. And you're going to wonder, how do you know this to be true? And where do you actually get this information from? How come you create these things to be your reality? How can you call these things to be reality? Some of the things that you just know to be reality as something that is so basically known amongst everybody that you would consider somebody stupid if they didn't know it. So you have to challenge your thinking and your experience. You have to challenge your experience and where and how you got put into the position that you're in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to break that bread tonight. We're going to talk about a couple of those things, talking about appearing in the rainbow and inside the color spectrum, the visible color spectrum, and dealing with the different wavelengths, the different light forms, the light waves of energy, so that you can see them whether they're long or short waves. Are they long waves of light or short waves of light? The frequency is going to determine the visibility that you have. And so this is also a code word or a different way for you to measure, a different measuring tool for you to measure your different experiences based on the colors that you operate with and the colors that you're able to see. So right now you have, the different genealogy of different cultures who are able to use and operate within different colors. And this is also including the use and the operation of the aura. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the movement and the operation of the aura and how you can literally move through these different experiences. Okay? Big shout out to the members and the interns. One love to all the gods and the goddesses in the building. I cannot see the comments, so I will come back and holler at you a little more. See? Now, we're talking about the different color scale, and we're going to go into what you call the forbidden colors. I'm going to break down what the forbidden colors are, because at one point it was understood that these colors were known just to be that. These are colors that are operating in your daily operation modality. You think about these colors every day, and at one point they were known to be scientifically, not only scientifically, but in the experience of day to day. Because first of all, you have to think about the colors that you use and that you operate with right now. The magic that you use a lot of time is dependent on the colors that you can produce. So the colors that you use in your magic are going to determine the type of magic that you're using. But what if I told you that a lot of the colors that you use were not even known until they were visible? And when they were visible, you can tell because they were started to make different synthetic pigments. The synthetic pigments. I'm going to go into that. I'm going to talk about these synthetic pigments and how you actually get these different dyes to create these colors, and these colors to produce certain wave length, certain wave frequencies inside the mind to impulse and to stimulate your brain so that it impulses you to behave a certain way, to think and to move and to have certain experiences based on the electrical impulses that go inside the brain. The brain is going to respond to exactly the color scheme. The color scheme is going to give certain activity, electrical currents to the brain. I'm going to go into that. It's going to talk about what the colors do to the brain and how the brain responds to certain colors. Talking about the perception of colors and what colors are in the first place. So all of this before we even get into the aura. Okay, so the origin of the aura. First of all, these colors that we're using, especially in the usage of soul body hygiene, you have to understand this fact. You have to understand these facts. These colors that you're now using are all used based on the experiences of those before you. Every color that you're familiar with right now is based on the experience, the collected stimulation of those around you, those before you. Okay? People who you've never met, people who you don't like, the experiences that are had in that collective energy is what creates those colors. There was at one point in time that a lot of these colors that are used right now were not even visible. And remember, I told you about short wave and long wavelength light patterns, light frequencies, okay, that move along in an atomic structure, an atomic pattern, and that's the reason why you can basically see certain colors reflect through the atmosphere. Now, in nature, the color that's barely ever seen is going to be blue. However, you see blue in the ocean and you see blue in the sky, but that is a direct revelation or a direct testimony or testament of your experience. Because at one point, the ancestors knew the ocean to be brown. Okay, and there's I'm going to go into that. Some documented historical factors of how they talk about the different colors of the ocean being different colors, like red like wine. The ocean red like wine. Okay, blue being the original color of a lot of things. Now, if you were to leave outside of the physical plane you would understand that the original color of the soul, which you now call the sun, is blue. The original color of the sun is blue. You recognize it as the yellow light because of the fractal and the collision of the different light particles that come into the atmosphere. The light particles collide with the atmosphere and they break up, and this is the color that you see, which is that yellow color. But if you leave outside the atmosphere of the planet, the sun is blue. Now, this is deep metaphysical knowledge from ancient mystery systems. This is not something that's going to be found in your normal school books. This is passed down from mouth to ear the way it's coming to you right now. We're going to talk about all that. You know what I'm saying? Colors, 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 colors. Yeah, we're going to get into all that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're going to break bread on this didgeridoo. Step you into this vibration with me. Let you go into this little cipher with me, you know. Go into this place with me. Yeah, I just want to touch those inner chords real quick. I'm going to give you the first leg of this little piece right here before we go into a break. I don't know where I am, where my time check at. But look, here's what's happening. Okay, first of all, you have different colors on the color spectrum that are visible. And you're told that colors on the spectrum, certain colors are visible and certain colors are invisible. This is what you're told. This is what you're taught. This is the scientific explanation of colors and how colors vibrate. That certain colors are visible and you're not supposed to worry about seeing certain colors because those colors are actually colors that are not visible to your eye, the eye that you have. You're told about this particular science, but every single color that you have right now to your disposal is being hand grafted to you. It's been given to you. It's been handed to you so that you would see things through those particular colors. You don't even know. You don't even know. That's why you have to know about the forbidden colors. The forbidden colors, which I'm going to get into. And the forbidden colors. Okay, so outside of the forbidden colors, which are colors that you use. Remember, the colors are experiences. Colors are experiences. You have red, which is the color of passion. Okay? It's the color of passion. It's the color of like temper. And of course, you have different shades of each of these colors. You know, one red is different, or dark red is different than a pink, which a pink is a derivative of red. And see, they've confused you and given pink to girls. And they've made girls with the masculine, they've made it women or female energies with masculine vibrations, which is pink, and for instance, which is a derivative of red, which is a form of red. Okay? It represents immaturity and is normally seen in children's aura. If you say pink inside of an adult's aura, this is a delayed adolescence. This is a late bloomer. This is someone who they're immature. Okay. But pink is a form of red. It's different than a crimson, dark, bloody red. That red is temper, flare up, act quick. You know, they're going to do things very fast, very quick. Right. You understand? And then that color, when that color is in the aura, that's what it is. So that red is the easiest color to see. So if you're trying to see auras, if you're trying to look and you're really trying to see auras, you have to just, red is an easy color that you'll be able to see. Okay. And it's really better to try to look at yourself. I mean, if it's natural for you to see colors, a lot of times it's natural for you to really see colors, you know, because the eye is always evolving. The eye is always evolving. The vision is always growing. The way that you see things is always improving. Evolution is taking place every minute that you inhale and exhale. You're evolving into your perfected state of existence. You're growing into that next state. That's shamanism, that's sorcery, that's witchcraft. Perfection in the right now. The brain doesn't understand, even in psychological terms, the brain doesn't understand later. The brain doesn't understand will be down the line, next. The brain understands right now. And whenever you tell me next, the brain is going to interpret right now, next to, okay, right now too. That's all the brain knows is right now, because that's all that is. Time is the measurement and the use of these different awarenesses, the different knowledges. And so the offspring of that knowledge is how you act. And the action is going to come through the ways that you splinter out your movement based on time. The easiest color to see is red. The hardest, because the easiest color to see is red because the waves of light are longer. The waves of light are longer. The hardest color to see is blue because the waves of light are shorter and they're scattered out quicker. And that's why you see the blue light in the sky and the blue in the ocean, because the wavelengths are shorter and they scatter out faster. More than the other colors. You have the rip-off Aristotle. And the reason I say rip-off is for a very specific reason. And I'll call him out right now. Okay? Aristotle, Socrates too. Okay? And I could go on and on. The list is extensive. Okay? They're all rip-off because when they came into the Kemetic library, when they took it over with Alexander, the barbarian, who they call Alexander the Great, when Alexander came in and took over he took over the library, they burned down some and they split up what was remaining, what they saved, they split up amongst themselves. And they divided it up and said, you go over there, you go over there, you go over there, you go over there. You know, I do mathematics, you do science, you do literature, you do this. And they took the accumulated information of the place that they conquered, which happened to be Kemet. And that's how they became great philosophers and great knowledge. Anyway, that's a side note. That's just what it is. Okay, this is documented information. All right. Now, you don't have to be a rocket science to be able to figure it out. Greece was known to be a warrior clan who was dying and killing. They didn't have time to be growing in great philosophy. They didn't have that. That's not what they were. They were not from that. That was another place. That wasn't them. They didn't come from that. That's not the cloth they were cut from. They came into the library and they split it up amongst themselves. Aristotle has said that the rainbow only consisted of red, yellow, and green. Just the three colors of red, yellow, and green. Okay, and the introduction of different colors came at different times. Through different experiences, and the introduction of technology gives birth to different colors. Right now, you have remote Pacific Islanders who, if looked and has been documented that these remote Pacific Islanders who are so-called primitive, who are not included into a world of technology, when looking at motion pictures, are unable to pick up three-dimensional aspects on the screen but can only see a flat surface. The brain is not able to compute the three-dimensional color spectrum and the shades, because that's how you create the 3D, right? By the shading and lighting of the colors.
but their experiences have not been included into that, so they're not able to really see that, and they can't see that. That's documented. The eyes are steady gaining in power, and as technology is able to be a physical replica of what's going on inside of the mind, the more you understand the mind, the better you can understand how to operate technology. And see, the more powerful you are, a lot of times you'll find out technology won't really fuck with you. Technology won't really rock with you. You'll be sitting up there trying to get down with technology, but it shit won't work around. Every time you get it, it breaks. It slows down. It doesn't. The computers don't work. The stuff doesn't. You know. Just technology is not really like that with you. You need. You can use it to a degree, but it always has a certain problem around you because you cancel it out. You cancel it out. Okay. You cancel it out altogether. So you want to make sure that you understand where you are on that cycle as far as colors, right? Now, the first synthetically produced color pigment was created by Kemet, by the ancient Egyptians, so-called ancient Egyptians. And when they made these pigments up, the pigment of blue in particular is when blue was known to be seen, and it was a color of the malachite and the azite and the different crystal formulas, the azurite and the malachite and the different crystal formulas that were crunched together to make an opaque glass form. That represented that was a bluish light tint. When you go into the different inner dwellings and some of the indigenous places on the walls, the writing on the caves, and the writing from 20,000 years ago on some of the different walls inside these mountains and inside of these different caverns 20,000 years ago, they didn't have blue. Blue was never inside the color paintings. Inside the Native American tribal paintings, they never showed you blue. Inside the parts of ancient Africa, they never showed you blue. Until you get to ancient Kemet. And ancient Kemet introduced blue 6,000 years ago. And blue has been developed for 6,000 years to where the sky, and this is the thing you understand, that the mind, in metaphysics, the mind is associated with what color? Somebody just holler it out, scream that shit out. The mind is blue, right? Like the wind is blue. The sun is also blue, which is a real original metaphysical thing, and that's why the color of ether is also blue. Excuse me, I said 6,000 years ago. It was 2200 BC when the Egyptians created blue. 6,000 years has been getting developed heavily. A lot of the ancestors were colorblind. They only saw black and white and red. Remember, red is the easiest color to see. A lot of the ancestors were colorblind. By first crystallizing into this body, they were colorblind, and they only saw black, white, and red. And that's why you have a lot of so-called ignorant people who come on this level who cannot understand certain experiences, but seem to be way out there on otherworldly shit when it comes to the grimy level. They have certain things about them that they're just good at that. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop them from being like that. It's just that they're not part of, they have another thing. So you have to learn how to build the self up. The self is come in different forms and different ways in colorblind people. There is a certain gene that goes with that. Black, white, and red were the ways of a lot of the ancestors who saw black, white, and red. And I'm going to get into that after this commercial break. But I'm going to say big shout out to the members and the interns. Big shout out to the members and the interns. And also to all the extended family in the cipher, one love, one love. We're gonna be taking a break. I'll be right back right after this.
Hello, Mr. Wardies. Welcome to the House of Spirits. How may I be of service?
Well, yeah, that's Pastor Ward, and I'm sure you recognize me from my nightly broadcast and all the morning talk shows. I'm everywhere all over your tube. And I usually don't talk to people like you, but I have one of your demon pals bothering me and my wife.
I'm sorry? Do you usually approach the people you need a favor from this way? Please, show some respect, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Okay, would you like to start again?
Yeah, there's a lady in my church, and she cursed me, and I'm pretty sure, and a witch, you can remove another witch's curse, right?
If that was a witch, then yes, of course. But are you sure that's what's happening here? I see there's something much larger looming over you, and you're unprotected.
No, wait. See, lady, I'm protected by the Lord and the power of His might.
Did He protect you from a witch hex you in the first place? Look, all I'm saying is that something you did a few years ago placed this over you. What did you do?
I didn't. The Lord has removed my sins. He's washed me clean and
The House of the Spirits can remove the hand from your presence, but there's much work to do for the bigger problem.
yeah, well, I don't have to offer a person for a sacrifice, do I? I mean, I think my wife.
Sir, please think before you speak. We thought to do that here. Stop watching Disney movies for your information and show some respect for the sciences you do not understand. Now, I can help you, but you're going to make it difficult if you keep spouting nonsense and raising disrespect. If you have all you need, then why come here at all? Obviously, you know that I have some abilities you don't have access to. Do you want my help, or you just here to insult me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need your help, and I'll pay whatever I have to pay to get it. I can't let anything stop me from all the blessings I've been receiving. I mean, Lord knows I deserve much more than this. I mean, I asked for an island. That's all I wanted was an island to take my wife to so we could go and eat our white bread. But no, I ended up with a Learjet. What is that?
Very well. But for you, I have some ground rules. See my assistant Yasmin out in the front. She will give you further instructions.
Okay. Well, you know, we're not so different, you and I.
No, we are. You are very big ass. Good day.
Welcome to Conscious Collective Records. I've read your resume, so you're an artist. What do you do? Like, it wasn't clear as to what your skills are.
Well, my name Neil, and I wear size 9 Nike. Do the math, baby.
Look, Neil, I don't care what size shoe you wear, what kind of shoe you wear. What skills do you bring to this corporation? You know what, Neil, just take your dingy aura, your baby Nikes, and get the hell out of here. Leave! Just kick rocks. Go. Leave!
See, that's that bullshit. Excuse-moi. Just cause you all pretty don't mean you gotta be a...
That's it. I've had it. You are out of here. Security!
Well. Look at your boy Neil in the building. Now that's that bullshit. And we talking about these different colors. What I want to do is I want to run this down to you like this. I want to break these colors down to you, let you know what it is. Go ahead and show me run me a picture, admin, if you can. But I want to break this down to you. We're gonna go ahead and get into the zone right quick and break these colors down to you. You know what I'm saying? Break these colors down because your experience, the experience that you have, the experience that you keep, all the shit that you do, everything that you're doing, all that you're doing, all the colors that you wear, all the foods that you eat. Cause say, look, they tell you from the beginning, they say eat the foods that go along that help you with the colors. Eat the foods that go along with the colors, but the colors and the colors are experiences. So the foods are also experiences. These are living vibrations. The body, hell, and earth are all considered to be the same thing. This is what the color red was always known to be. The color red was known to be the color as the body, to represent the body whenever you saw the color red. And that's why they say the devil is red, because the devil is a motherfucking man. It's your choice. If your choices trap your potential, the body was always known. I'm giving you some deep metaphysical shit. You got to understand this. All right. The body was red. The body was known to be red. The earth was also known to be red. And that's why you call hellfire. This is the place of illusion, the place of potential, right? That's what you're told from childhood, that your potential can grow. Your potential can be whatever the fuck you want it to. That's what you're told. You're told that your potential can be anything that you want it to be. That's what this place is. This place is a potential area. It's an area of potential that anything can be. This earth, it's an irrational world where the soul descends from the skies above. Your soul descends from the skies above the same way that your thought descends from the area above, from your mind down into the places where your action is impregnated, where your action is birthed, right? Your mind enforces your actions. That's what the earth is. Ancient mystery system shit. Now the body is the earth. The body is the earth. Understand what I'm saying to you. The body is the earth. And it keeps the soul that descended from the skies above captive. This is the captivity, the body. The heaven, or what you call the skies above you. You now recognize this thing as blue because you're an evolved being. You've evolved so much that you've been able to be considered a fallen one. And see, a fallen one is not a bad title. And I'm tired of people acting like because you're a fallen one. See, understand that because you're here, you're a fallen one. All right? And being a fallen one is a good thing because that means you've ascended. You've ascended. Are you an ascended master? Are you an ascended master? You're already an ascended master. Check the babies. Ask them if they're ascended masters. How many? And see, right now, the culture that we're in is taught for the children to basically be like, you know, they're not on no, like, you know what I'm saying? If you get ready to tell them something and they say, I know, you be like, nah, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the children come knowing, they come fully aware, they come knowledgeable, they come in full grasp in order to understand any and everything. It's the culture that we have to break them down and kind of tell them, introduce them to certain colors. You tell them everything. You teach them. You say this, this, and this. At the same time, in a lot of these ancient cultures, these indigenous cultures, the child would actually sit down the same way that you have school where the parent was teaching the child. The child was literally teaching the parent. But the way they teach the parent is through laughter. They teach the parent through lightheartedness. They teach the parent through joy and freedom of willpower and imagination. This is the school of the child. And it includes all colors. And that's why you can ask the children what colors do they fuck with. And they tell you they fuck with rainbow. And you say, what color are the rainbow? And they name off the colors that are included. This is telling you the universal cosmic experiences that these children have right now. And the children represent the full self. These are the primordial. The closest thing that you in your lifetime will see to a primordial being in the flesh is a damn child. A child. The closest thing to premortal syndrome or premortal actuality. Okay? The earth is the irrational world in which the soul descends from the skies above. The soul descends from the skies above, and see, the heavens is your damn pineal gland in the physical world. In the physical body, the heavens is your pineal gland. That's the heaven, the womb, right? That's that clit in the head, right? Because it swells and stimulates. And of course, if you understand the science, you know from sexual alchemy, you understand the science of the pineal gland, the black dot. Now, let's get into this etherical pattern and these different light codes. Let's talk about these different light codes. Let's talk about these different light codes and how the different light codes tell us who and what we rocking with. Okay. The light codes will tell you exactly what's going on. So blue, first of all, blue is considered to be the color of the sun. Yellow is only perceived because of the particular collision that happens with the soul's rays, the rays of the sun, as it comes into the atmosphere and tries to move around. The atmosphere, which is comprised of so many different molecules and atoms and different, you know what I'm saying? It's traffic going on. So when this particular energy comes in, the collision makes you see yellow. Now let's go to the color red, which is the easiest color. So I'm just dealing right now with the easiest and the hardest colors to understand. I'm gonna give you that recap. The hardest color is red, is blue, and the easiest color is red, right? Now red, of course, is that vigor, that life force. You know what I'm saying? That passionate energy, that stamina. You know what I'm saying? That life force. That red is like that energy that is gonna just, it's like when you need it, it's gonna go. That's why you call red the color of the life force. And see, automatically when I use those terminologies, you think sexual energy. When I say stamina, right, you think sexual. When I say vigor, when I say life force energy, you think sexual energy. And then if I say red, you could keep all those same energies and you would also think blood. Now, if you can understand that the color red, blood, represents all of those characteristics. So your blood is all of that. And that's why woman is considered the most powerful form of sorcerer, shamanistic energy, whatever, because you carry the blood. gene. You carry the most blood, so you're the most powerful. And nobody wants to say this shit, but what I'm doing right now is I'm telling you some of these different ancient mystery systems and these indigenous systems so that you can really, truly alchemize your soul. But understanding that in one of your most powerful states that you are literally having to owe and you're now in debt to one of the most powerful actions. It means you have a lot more responsibility and a lot more shit you have to do. And hell, shit, most of the women understand that anyway, because y'all be multi-motherfucking tasking. That's the frequency you want. You multitasking. One on the breasts, one asking questions, cooking some damn food, helping with some homework, talking on the phone, talking shit about your dude at the same goddamn time. Life, different experiences is in the blood, and that's why that long wave frequency is in red. Red is a long wave because it includes so many different things. That's why it's passionate. That's why red is passionate. And see, they try to straight up play you, understanding the different time frequencies, and understanding that pink was a derivative of red and that blue was a solar energy and gave the solar energy to the yellow, which they divided. They didn't want to give the sun to male and female. They gave that solar energy to yellow based on the fact that they're illusion, and that's how they represent time with yellow. I hope you're following me. Right? Now, you have all these different energies. So as you have these different energies going and moving and doing what they do, you have to always be able to break it down into the next level and think about what it's going to do. Now, you have something in the brain when you want to see blue. You have something in the brain. It's called opponent neurons. These opponent neurons, they fire off stimulants inside the brain, right? And then they interpret the particular color that you see when you see the colors red. That's what red does. Red is going to be like, yo, red going to set it off. That's what the brain, the neurons in the brain, they're called, you can look it up, they're called opponent neurons, okay? These opponent neurons, they only react a certain way when they see certain colors. So you have different opponent neurons in the body, in the brain, okay? So when the color red, what the color red does is it activates a particular firing stimulant in the brain, and then the brain says, okay, this is red. That's why it's the easiest to see, because all that passion is included, and it's such a long, light wave frequency. It's easy to see. Almost anybody can see red. And that's why, like I said, a lot of the indigenous ancestors were colorblind. They didn't have a lot of these extra experiences because they didn't have what you now call evolution through technology, because technology is giving you these different experiences early. That's why children, you know what I'm saying? When the children are just babies, they can tell you about murder mad quick. They can tell you about murder so fast, so young. They probably seen 1,000 murders by the age of 10. Everybody want killed, but nobody want to die. You have these opponent neurons in the brain that fire off these stimulants that are going to let you know that red is present. And when you have no activity in these neurons, the brain interprets no activity to mean green. No activity in this case means a particular activity. You can't think that your non-movement is nothing. Your non-movement is something. So the brain interprets green as a neutrality, and that's where they get metaphysically as the heart chakra being green. Different opponent neurons get excited by the color yellow. But then when you introduce the neurons of blue, yellow is killed and is murdered. Yellow and blue cannot exist at the same time. Yellow and blue cannot exist at the same time. This is where we're getting into the particular thing called forbidden colors. yellow and blue cannot exist in the same space at the same time. Now, I want you to do this. I want you to think in your mind of yellow. All right, everybody, you can see yellow. You know what I'm saying? When you can see yellow, I want you to just hit me with the like or the whatever. Just give me an indication so I can see that everybody can see yellow. You can see yellow? You motherfuckers see yellow? It shouldn't take you that long to see yellow. Let me know you see yellow. Okay. All right. Now you can see yellow. Now, I want you to see blue. Now, even though you're thinking of yellow, don't think of like a weak-ass blue. Think of a strong-ass blue. Not like a yellow and blue mix, but just a blue. And then if I'm fucking yellow, you can't do it. Your brain is going to go clear. Because that doesn't exist. It's your experience that creates that particular thing. Forbidden colors. Most colors, when you mix them up, they start to induce mixtures. Right? And then you have mixtures of colors. And it sets off different neurons in the brain. And the neurons in the brain start to tell you that you see these particular colors. And the brain starts to break it down and identify exactly what that particular color scheme is in the schematics. And they tell you about that particular experience. And it says, yo, this is what this color is. You know, when you get an association with an emotion and a feeling inside of the color scheme that you see, the schematic off of a color induces a certain emotion. A certain feeling comes from colors. Red is going to cancel out green. Yellow is going to cancel out blue. Red cancels out green and yellow cancels out blue. So you can't see red and green at the same time. And you can't see yellow and blue at the same time. And these are what you call the forbidden colors. And that's why they can never exist and operate in the same place. I'm breaking down some of that deep metaphysical ancient shit that passed down from mouth to ear. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. We're talking about the original color schemes and the different original color schematics. As these color schematics break down into the aura cells, we're talking about the color schematics in the aura and everything like that. And you're learning and you're reading online about auras and you're doing that. You have to think. Your original understanding of everything that you know is based on what you know. It's based on what you were taught. You know what I'm saying? It's based on what somebody told you. So you see blue based on why. Why does the sky look blue? Why is the ocean blue? When before your ancestors did not see the ocean as blue, it was even known to be red. And the sun was blue, not yellow. Why is this? Why is it that at one point the sun was not considered blue, but yellow, but it was considered blue, but now you only say that the sun is considered yellow? A different sun exists right now, and a different power comes in from your understanding. So with these color frequencies, you have to basically break down and go into one thing. I'm gonna tell you, the black, white, and red are the basic easy ones to go to. The blue is another hard one. It's a basic one, but it's a hard basic one, okay? I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Red, you know, okay? Black and white, that's why in martial arts, in the systems that deal with belts and a lot of the ranking systems in martial arts, the beginning systems are representing color blindness. The black belt and the white belt. Those are the two color schemes that most of the ancients were able to view in that form of mastery were black and white, because those are two different ends of the spectrum. Okay? The two different ends of the spectrum was what was known from the black and the white belt in martial arts. And this is based on deception, and in the deception and the manipulation of the light frequency, the light wave forms. That's how you get the different belts. And so, you know, if a motherfucker about to kick you and they really, really fast, You know how to slip and slide and duck and dodge and pull from your chi to be able to combat on somebody who is a great opponent. Okay, so you have these different opponent neurons that operate, and sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes one thing happens. Sometimes both of the neurons fire on both sides, and everything means something different. Blue, for instance, was known, and you can look this word up, Coproative, Cupro Reovate. All right, I'm gonna put this word into the chat, and this is actually that word for the Kemetic version of blue. Okay, the Kemetic version of blue, the Egyptian version of blue. Okay, and through the different thought wave frequency that was created in order for you to perceive now as the sky and the ocean being that, based on the different life form waves that your evolved eye is able to see. Your evolved eye, through the experience of the accumulated awareness that you have within yourself, is telling you that you are able to see, is made your eye able to see and reflect the blue spectrum. Now understand that this evolved being, because you are a fallen being right now on this fucking planet. You identify with blue, you're definitely a fallen being, because you're identifying with the color does not fucking exist. Okay? This color is harder to see than any other color because of the light wave frequency are so short. And fallen beings are ascended masters. So if you are fallen, the deeper and harder that you've fallen mean that you have ascended and you possess all the tools to pull yourself up from the depths of the motherfucking depths. And the greater that you are, the deeper that you will be. And so if you thought for 1 minute that the more powerful you become, the most exalted that you'll be. Yeah, it's true for only a season. But the most exalted fall down into the depths. As high as you are is as low as you'll be. And so you have the color spectrum, which is giving you a tool of measurement. And this is also a key of code of secret of time. I've given you something to be able to measure time, to be able to see exactly how time can be measured. You can measure time through the experiences of the color spectrum. This is how you measure frequencies. This is how you measure frequencies. Admin, can I get a time check, see what I need to do, if I need to keep it moving, because I feel like I'm about to go in, or do I need to go ahead and take me another break? You know what I'm saying? Because I thought you was gonna do it. I had to, you know what I'm saying? But let me see what's going on. You let me know what's up. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what you want to do. You let me know what's going on. You know, if you're gonna follow the path of the elders, then you know what I'm saying? I'm just fucking with you. So look, these experiences. Okay, so take me down to 7 minutes to go ahead and give me what I asked for, if you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how you are. You know what I'm saying? You're so meticulous, and you know how perfected people are. Perfected people who perfect their shit. They all about doing shit and making shit right. So you know, this is a person who's a very colorful person. Anyway, man, look, I'm just fucking with somebody. But look, let me just say to y'all, you know, this experience of color schemes are what they should be. The color orange. How many of y'all resonate with the color orange? Yeah, this is a dope color orange. The color orange is dope. It's a color of passion and sexuality. Now, it's also known as another color of the sun, the soul. The sun is known as yellow. It's also known as blue. It's also known as orange. Sometimes you see the sun right now, and certain times of the day, the sun is orange. It's vitality. It's goodness. The sun. The color orange. Thoughtfulness. Consideration of others. Orange, the consideration of others. When you see this in somebody's aura, this is fucking good, especially when you see it in your own color orange. When you have an issue where you, and see, the thing about it is, if you're dealing with somebody who's dealing with auras, I'm just going to tell you right now, somebody who's doing aura readings or whatever, That's why you want to always work with your own aura, because people who talk about colors are going to talk about the colors that they can relate to. Remember, every color is not fucking for everybody. So some people don't really know about them colors. Remember, you start off in the motherfucking color spectrum of black, white, and motherfucking red is the first one that you can really see. All right? So everybody doesn't know every color. Those are different forms of mastery, the different experiences. Somebody doesn't have. That's why you say, you know, you ain't never really been through shit. You don't have any colors. That's the same thing. That's saying the same thing. You don't have any colors. You ain't been through shit. You don't have any belts, right? You don't have any metals. You don't have any elements. Ain't shit to you. You don't have nothing to you. I can't really be like, yo, I can try. You don't have nothing. You just dull, right? I don't know what to do. So if this person is a white belt, you look at them as green. Why you say a white person? Why you say a person, not a white person? Why you say a person who's a white belt is a person who's green? Or why you say a person who's green is a person who hasn't started? Because green is neutrality. Colors. You think about your speech and the way you talk about colors and how you associate colors with different modalities of thought. Orange is the color of vitality. Orange is the color of vitality and thoughtfulness of others. Right? And then, of course, like it depends on what color orange you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because you have different colors. Each color is going to depend on different shades. You know what I'm saying? And orange, if you see orange in a person's aura, that's usually dealing with self-control. That person is really able to control themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're not really like, you know, they don't really deal with their temper like that. Their temper, they can control their temper. You know, they're usually like ambitious as fuck. They're going to get it done. They go get it. And I'm talking to those of you who deal with these vibrations and you see the colors and you don't know what the colors mean. That's what the orange is. This is what these colors are basically representing. You know, some people, you know what I'm saying, they repress the colors inside themselves and then they start to get faded out. People who have orange in their auras sometimes have kidney problem. And so this is something to deal with on a physiological level that you can look for if you're concerned with orange. You know, on a musical scale, the note re, you know the note re? The note re corresponds to orange. I'm not going to go through every color, but I'm just going to give you a couple of colors. I'll let y'all call out, you know, one or two more, and I'll kind of break that down for you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to get you to understand that the science and the origin of colors is through your experience. So whatever you're able to see, whatever your favorite color is, that is what is letting you know. So those of you who are powerful people, I'm letting you know right now, some of the most powerful people, when I say powerful, I'm talking about spiritual, energetic, like they're dealing with cosmic forces and things like that. Love the color blue. Also, the color yellow is also another color that is known by those energies. The color red is known to be by those who are powerful warriors, those who will fuck you up about this. That's what red is there for, baby. You know what I'm saying? Black is known to be a master of all of that. And that's why you have a lot of people who just, you know what I'm saying? You say like a lot of children, right? Who don't know any of the sciences, young children, they have nothing but black in their closets. Black, 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 black. That's a masterful mind frame. They don't give a fuck. They're all about self, right? And that's what that really has to do with. Okay, so the colors are going to let you know the experiences that are happening there. So taking the colors and putting them together and mixing them around and doing that is another form of expression of mastery. By taking the colors and mixing them and throwing them together, you're able to create moods. You're able to actually, you're a sorcerer, you're an alchemist. By throwing and mixing the ingredients of different colors together, you're an alchemist. And you can even call yourself a color alchemist. Remember, colors deal with different parts of the physiological body. Like I said, orange deals with the kidneys. Red, of course, is going to deal with the genitals, and it's the color of passion and sexuality. Right? Okay, so these different colors are going to deal with different parts of the physiological anatomy. which is like a double double. But anyway, you understand what I'm saying? Is we're dealing with the different parts of the body and the different parts of the emotional body, because your emotions, if you were to draw your energetic body, one of your energetic bodies, see, they don't have fingers and toes, but in the place of fingers and toes, they would have yeses and nos. In the place of a no, it would have a hell yeah. It's emotional. It has loves and dislikes where the knees would be. It has motherfucking tears where the eyes would be. Sometimes it bends, sometimes it motherfucking breaks because you do it in the place where there's no joint. And so that's the emotional state, the emotional body. And these are not just emotionals that just come in, emotions that just come in, emotions that just come and come and come. They're actually a part of the color association. So you can literally associate the emotional state that you have. You can literally associate the color of the emotional state that you have and associate with those particular colors. A lot of the colors are nothing but combinations of other colors. Remember that a lot of the original colorblind people, see now, a lot of colorblind people are highly intelligent, but are lacking a lot of experiences at the same time. So they're disconnected, and they usually can be sociopathic. They usually can be kind of narcissistic. They usually can be, very smart, but kind of like a beast on one side, because they have like all this inner turmoil, because they don't have the expression of the experiences that their physical body is having and the people around them are having it. So they're really operating in two realms at once. And so that's why, as a person who's able to operate in colors and to be able to cook these ingredients of these emotions, as you're what is known as a doctor, a witch doctor, a doctor of energies, through casting the ingredients of these spells of colors around, you should also be able to operate and see things in black and white and suspend the use of colors at all times. You should be able to always suspend the opponent neurons that are in the brain. You should be able to spin those stimulants that come in. Just like if something makes you horny and you're like, oh, I like that. You should be able to be like, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that right now. Everything that motherfucking sparkle ain't go. Everything that glitter ain't go. You know what I'm saying? And if you see something with that look good, don't mean that and it might be good. It might be great. It might be stupid. It might be the best thing you can fucking have. But that doesn't mean you're supposed to just have it right now. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? At least the way I am, if anything has control over me, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to war with that shit. I don't care how much I like it. I'm going to defeat. I'm not going to let you own me. Right? I might like you until, motherfucker, I can't be without you. The minute that I can't be without you, I'm going to release you. Right? Because this is going to tell me the experience is going to create a canvas. I create the canvas by my action. The color is going to come up automatically and it's going to create a picture and I'm going to read that shit. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to create the perfect canvas for the colors to draw on. Now, gold in itself is, yes, a derivative of yellow. And it's kind of like a color. It's like the red and yellow mix. It's like a light red and yellow. Vitality. That's why all the colors, all the different descriptions of the color red, if you just go off the color red and all the different things that the color red represents, you'll notice that the sun, which they call yellow, and it just goes right there. You know what I'm saying? And so you mix yellow and red and you get orange. So you have a red sun, a yellow sun, an orange sun, a blue sun. You have these different suns during the different times of the day, but the reason why you don't see the blue sun anymore is because you have blocked off the experiences, and now the actual light particles that you see have made it to see that the sky is blue. See, that's why at nighttime, where are those light particles at? What do you see at nighttime? You see the black sky. You go back to that black and white. And what color are the motherfucking stars? White. You got black and white, baby. Again, at nighttime, it goes right back to that. Huh? And then you might even notice that some of those stars, some of those planets twinkle very fast, very quick. They twinkle a different color spectrum. Sometimes they twinkle like the flash of the different lights. And you can tell, and you say it's sparkling because it shows you a reflection of several colors at once. Boom, 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 boom. You like, damn, you start calling out the colors that you saw in that one white light because it goes back to that black and white vibration. Okay? So that's how it is. You know what I mean? That's the science. That's the science of the day. That's the frequency of the day. So hopefully y'all feel what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And understand that the colors that we're doing, we're basically rocking these colors. You know what I'm saying? We're rocking the colors. We're basically creating the canvas, and our experiences of our choices are the offspring of the right. We have the colors that we're experiencing. They just throw you out there with all kind of shit happening. You basically perceive the colors the way that you perceive your experiences is going to determine the colors that you produce for that fucking canvas. When you see and experience a certain way, you create a certain color. And that's the colors that you give off in your aura. All right. So if you don't have a certain experience or a certain color in your aura, when somebody talks about a certain color, your ass going to be acting like you're going to be talking about the color from an objective point of view. You're going to be talking about the color from like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be talking about like from some shit that you don't, yellow means this. Well, really, you know what I'm saying? Yellow is like the color of fear. And don't, you know what I'm saying? Yellow is like a good, intelligent, they'll give you like all the bad shit of what's going on because they don't have that shit in their own aura. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't relate to every particular thing. So you have to start with self in order to understand the reflection of the colors. You have to focus first on focusing on your own aura and knowing the colors that resonate with you. If you have a hard time seeing the colors in your aura, resonate with the colors that you resonate with, the colors that you really, really like. And then think about that color. Is that color that you really like? Is that color a combined color, like a combination color? Like green, for instance. Yellow and blue. So which one out of yellow and blue do you fuck with more? And out of yellow, blue, and green, which one do you like the most? Because if you can't, I already told you. If you can picture yellow right now, picture yellow. Right? Okay, let's do this. Try to imagine reddish green. Try to imagine reddish green. Not that dull brown that you get, right? Because if you mix red and green, you're going to get like a dull fucking brown, right? What color do you mix? If you mix red and green, you'll get brown, right? Like a dull brown, right? But try not to imagine a combined color that comes from red and green. Just imagine red and then imagine green at the same time. You can't mix those two pigments together. It's going to end up being a little bit more red or a little bit more green. Same thing with the blue and the yellow. You can picture blue and then you can picture yellow. And not that motherfucking green that you get, like that mixed green that you get, but try to picture blue and then picture yellow. You know what I'm saying? And then you have that representation right there. And your mind can't do it. It's gonna go back to that clear shit. You know what I'm saying? Your mind can't do it. Those colors don't exist. So a lot of the experiences that you have are based on your perceptions, baby. It's all how you see things. And a lot of you are lying to yourself about shit that doesn't need to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit doesn't need to be lied to. You should just really be truthful about the experiences that you have. And maybe you've been unaware up to now that you've been lying to yourself and lying to yourself, which is the only person you really can't ever lie to. You know, Keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100. That's the frequency. And you'll spread the colors. So you see that blue sky in the daytime because those light fractals are bouncing off in the daytime. But guess what, man? They don't do that shit at night. How many of you are able to see the night sky in the daytime? I am. I'm able to look at the stars in the daytime. I can tell you where the stars are in the daytime. I'm going to tell you how to do that. And I know I'm putting it on this platform. I'm going to just do it. If you're sun gazing, you probably already know what time it is. All right, that's all I can say. Sun gaze, you do the sun gazing, and maybe you make it past that black light, and you'll be able to see the black sky in the daytime. And understand that original sun is a blue light. Okay? And that aura, the origin of that aura is your motherfucking perceptions, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. One love. Big shout out to the members and the interns. I wanted that Dr. Heru, you know what I'm saying, the bus stop, whatever. I can't really, I don't know, like, but it's all good. We'll do it next. We keep it moving. It's all good. We're gonna go up out of here. I'm ready to keep it moving. One love. Peace and love to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Understand your colors are what it is, right? If you have a need, which you are here, so I'm sure you do, you need to go through to alchemytemple.org and pick up your esoteric items that are going to help you with this shit, you know what I'm saying, so that you can evolve and do what you have to do, right? A lot of you are getting your tools and you're doing what you have to do, and that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you have not taken advantage of, or some of you have not taken advantage of that, and that's really one of the problems that's stopping you, is the fact that you're not taking advantage of all of your resources. You're asking a lot of questions, but you're not actually taking advantage of the answers that are there. And see, remember, I talked about that last time, Take What You Want Thursday. A lot of times you have answers that you walk with every single day, but you never pose the proper question so that you can release that energy. And you know what I'm saying? Right now, you spend a lot of time asking questions, but never finding the answer because you're doing it backwards, yo. You're doing it all backwards. So go ahead, take your time, you know what I'm saying, and get into this vibration and do what you got to do, you know what I mean? And do everything the way that it has to be done so you can go ahead and vibe. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you a quick 30 seconds while we go ahead and get up out of here one time. We're going to step into a commercial, but we're going to first vibe out with this didgeridoo for about a good 10, 15. One love.
No, same ones that say they love you, same ones that hurt you, same ones that hurt you, same ones you hurt. It's a vicious cycle. My hand reaching out, dapper grabbing for somebody. Seventh dimension, smart living around the fire dancing. 10 out the anthem of a militant party. Chaotic, melodic, nomadic, my mind like a shoddy. Hardly anybody wanted hypnotic beyond your logic. Follow me quick with a pack of lines beside me. Inside the maybe you can find me. Fucking up any nigga that want for try me. Righteous but known to be grimy. Follow me deep to meditation. Above all confrontation. Fear rising the east. Surrounded by lovers of the beast. My treasure is hidden, got a pleasure of pain. Resurrecting myself while on this plane lane. So easy to suffer, suffer, but so hard is my game. Out with a girl and goblin, they jaw dropping, dice rolling, finger popping, club popping, emulating, jaw charging. Babylon watching like me on stage, got y'all sleeping in the days, easily amazed. Call me crazy when I break off the chains from my mental, so I can ring like the king do, no accidental. Blood spill, now you're free at last. Try to outlast the last of gas, try to outrun the gun blast, outlast the past, worship cash all your life and kissing ass. If I walk down the block and grab your bag, you can tell no allegiance I ever have. Won't salute they flag up for who follow the jazz. Crab niggas step to these, rare from the D's overseas. Inside jungles conquer right, hunger since Rose gave up that night. Like it in the cake, fight me extra like my shadow break. Step the Fossey boy, hermaphrodite, no exception, detestable action, all types of fuckery. My frequency, BB 660 times 720, dimensional weapon. Still I suffer by the hands of the ones that say they love me. Still I suffer by the hands of the ones that say they love me. Still I suffer by the hands of the ones that say they love me. Still I pain and pleasure the same, leave irreversible claim. Need to watch what you say, cause an impression of what you make a measurable change. Like a baby, to protect the blade, ritualistic exchange. Chaotic, melodic, nomadic, automated, ignoring under the sky and fabrical lies and ties. Still I suffer by the hands of the ones that say they love me. Still I suffer by the hands of the ones that say they love me, love me. Still I suffer by the hands of the ones that say they love me, love me. Still I suffer.